Comrade Show with Comrade Lante Oriaki. This is the Comrade Show.
Yes, my people. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning wherever you are in the globe. This is your darling program, The Comrade and Friends, a segment of TCS, The Comrade Show. Just before we start, I want to apologize to our numerous viewers, our fans, for starting a bit behind schedule. It's 15 minutes on the watch. We are 15 minutes late. My apologies once again. I also want to apologize unreservedly. Last week, due to technical issues, we had planned to have your darling program on Easter Monday, but that could not hold. And the week before, we were also struggling with internet connection as we had a guest from Nigeria. But I want to apologize. Your darling program is intact. And I also want to thank our CNC Comrade Lante Oriaki, who has kept the fort and has done lots and lots of podcasts during the week just to keep and spice events around our country for our teaming viewers. On that note, I want to say we are indeed very sorry, but I promise you, the Comrade Show is back. Comrade and Friends is back. And we shall continue in full throttle because we know we'll continue to give you that dose of flavor of events and happening within Edo State and indeed Nigeria. Also, too, I want to apologize that the man that does all the things for us is still unavoidably absent. Talking of our good friend, our brother, our strategist, Dr. Tony Agbons. Hopefully, he'll be joining us by the grace of God next Sunday. That said, today is the 24th of April 2022. You must agree with me that a lot is happening in Edo State, in Benin City, in Nigeria, and indeed the world. But remember, we are here for you, and we're certainly going to give you everything. Just before I go on, I want to properly introduce myself. I've been given the responsibility today to anchor this program. I remain your brother, your friend, your comrade, pharmacist Augustine Iremiran. But I have in the house today our CNC, Comrade Lante Oriaki. Can you say hello to the people, comrade?
Oh yes, thank you very much, Comrade Pharmacist Austin Iremiran, of course, to our teamy viewers of the Comrade Show. Thanks for joining us. It promises to be very interesting today. And hopefully, we're going to make this, program quite interactive. But you know the drill. Just share, so that more people can actually, have access to the information we are dishing out today. Thank you very much, Austin. Thank you so very much for your encourage.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lante. I must confess, you are looking very good in this very special uniform of the Comrade Show. I also want to thank you on behalf of the Comrade Show because even when things were not going very well for the last fortnight, you have kept the fort. You've been tenacious and you kept our viewers up. Thank you so much for all you do for humanity. For our people today, we shall be talking more about Edo State. At some point, we will open the lines for members to make their contributions. Our focus today is more on Edo State and the security issues. There have been widespread information for the last few days of killings, especially by herdsmen, in most of the interlands and interior of Edo State, the villages. We'll be zeroing on that, and we would like you to pick up the phone, give us one or two information while we try to deepen this. Because at one point, we were absolutely very happy that these have been nipped in the bud and security was no longer a big problem. But in the last few weeks, the information coming out from Edo State, some true, some untrue, has not been very palatable. And your darling program will be looking at that today. But just before that, we have a sweet information to pass across to everybody in Edo State because it's not just only security problems. There is something good and sweet happening in Edo State. And it is good for us to share it. Remember, health is wealth. An organized society that has good health care is on the horizon for progress. It is on that note that I want to inform us that the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, otherwise referred to as ANPA, they are having a serious medical mission in Edo State. The plan is to help treat very difficult medical cases that citizens of Edo State are facing. It has started already. Delegates are beginning to arrive from far and wide. And like I said, these are all physicians in America. I also understand that a few are coming from the United Kingdom as well and other areas to come and help this mission grow. Today, they are being received by the Edo State government, and they are going to be in Edo State from April the 22nd, and they will be there till 5th of May. It is a good opportunity for you to inform your wards, your friends, your relatives, your brothers and sisters. Whatever medical condition they've got, they should go to these designated missions where necessary surgeries, treatment, operations will all be carried out. I am seriously elated. I am happy. You can see delegates arriving. They are settling down. I think I saw Dr. Douglas Emeka Oko, part of the guests arriving. And today I understand that they will be received by the Edo State government. There will be a meetup and subsequent dinner later today. And the program and the mission to rid Edo State of disease and ailment will continue in earnest from Monday, tomorrow, the 25th. Let me also inform that the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas is currently being midwife by the president. I understand this from Edo State. No other but Dr. Chris Okunsei. He is in Benin City as well to move this mission. ANPA is doing a lot, and from year to year, they continue to collaborate with different countries, different states to make that mission work. And for 2022, as part of their ANPA week, they decided to carry the train to Edo State. I think we are lucky and we are blessed. I want to appeal to everybody, even medical personnel in Edo State. If you are free and you'll not be going to work, it'll be a good time to join us to make this mission great. Lante Pausa Oraki, what do you have to say? I'm buzzing, I'm elated.
I think you said earlier that, anything good at all that is coming to the state, it's something that we should give some traction. Honestly, I think this is a very noble development. I give kudos to all the brains that, have come together to put this together. And of course, huge kudos to the government of Edo State. This is going to be hugely beneficial to Edo State people. There's no doubt about it. One of the plagues plaguing the Nigerian people is the issue of a very bad healthcare system, and with us having these professionals come from the Americas and of course from around the world to come and treat people free, diagnose ailments and all of that. I think it's a noble development, honestly, and of course I think Edo State is blessed for it, and so just kudos all the way. I'm honestly elated and I'm happy about this, honestly.
I think you are very correct. I also want to let our viewers know that in the course of these 2 weeks of massive treatment, these medical personnel, these surgeons, these doctors will be in most of the primary healthcare centers in and around Edo State and majorly in Benin City. University of Benin Teaching Hospital and the Edo State Specialist Hospital, and of course the Teaching Hospital in Irua have been designated as major areas. So please, let us inform our friends, our relatives, our moms and dad, everybody to make good use of this opportunity. I was also informed that they are not just ending there, they are planning to bring some other stuff to help change medical awareness in Edo State. I promise us, as time goes by, once we get those information, we'll let you know. Probably too, maybe in the course of the week or maybe next Sunday, we might be bringing one of the doctors doing this in Edo State to come and talk to us. But all around, I'm very happy, and I think we should seize this opportunity to at least get the best that is available Not only bad news, good news from Edo State. And I want to thank the government of Edo State for accepting and for partnering with them and for creating an enabling environment for this to happen. These are the doctors, these are the physicians. I can see the governor there. I think I can see Chris Okunsei, the president of ANPA. Thank you so much, ANPA, for doing this. And those state people, let us grab this opportunity and let us make sure we blow it to the highest level. Health, they say, is wealth. Comrade Lamte, I don't know if you have a thing or two to say before we wrap this up.
I think it's essential to let the public know that everything is totally free. At least that's information we have. So for people who have issues, I know that opticians are there. They are going to be treating people with eye problems. I know that some dentists are there. We have some surgeons there, and so people with different challenges should run down the register and of course take advantage of this because this doesn't happen often. You understand what I'm saying now? So, and those that suspect that they have issues can equally go there. They can be effectively diagnosed. So honestly, I think this is a blessing. But everybody, let every Edo people know that Edo State people know that this is free. Okay, people are not going to be paying because one of the scare that's one of the things that scare people a lot, when it comes to receiving medical attention, is they consider the cost of the service itself and all of that. But in this case, diagnosis is free, treatment is free, and so I think we should just encourage people. And this is more reason why if you are in a those states you are watching this program, please share this broadcast as much as you could so that people can get to see, hear, and of course take advantage of this. And for those people in the diaspora, friends, family members, people that have health challenges that could take advantage of this very huge opportunity. Please try to reach out to them so they can go there and of course get some treatment, as it were. I think it's important we make that very clear.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte, for stressing that. How did I forget? Even my own constituency, our viewers know that I'm a pharmacist. This medical mission, they are not just coming, they are coming with pharmacists as well, and they are coming with drugs. And there's always been issue of not having very authentic, safe drugs in Nigeria. I understand that they are coming, they've discussed with the Edo State medical stores, and they are bringing loads of medicines, drugs from the America as well. So the drugs are going to be free, the treatments are going to be free, and you are sure that whatever you are getting will be and continue to remain very authentic. Please, like Lamte said, everybody in Edo State, let us listen to this, share the information to people, and make sure we use this opportunity to get some treatment, diagnosis. You can even, if you are a medical doctor, you are an healthcare personnel, and you think you are free, you want to make some contribution in terms of service and otherwise, please do well to get in touch. ANPA Week, Annual Medical Mission, April 22nd to May 5th. Thank you, ANPA, for doing this. In the course of the week, if we have more information, we will let you know. I think we'll leave it at that now, Comrade Lamte, except if you have a thing or two to say.
No, not really. I think you've done justice to it. I think basically all I need to say is, for those who may be watching either now or later, let's do well to share, and of course, let's do well to reach out to people who may not be informed. So I think information is very crucial right now. People need to be informed so that more people can actually take advantage of these to get some service, as it were, and. Of course, at the end of it, in the long run, it's going to be hugely beneficial to the people of Edo State, and I think that's a very good thing. Of course, again, like you said, kudos to the government of Edo State, kudos to the doctors on ground. I am glad our own brother, Surgeon Emeka Oko just arrived Benin, and the information we are giving right now, they are raw, they are authentic. You are not going to get anywhere. In fact, they are just happening now. So it's key. So let's take advantage of this. It's very important. They are in Benin now. As a matter of fact, as we speak right now, the doctors are moving to the government house of Edo State right now. I'm sure that in the next few minutes they're going to be in the government house where we're in contact with them to have a meeting with, the governor and of course his team. And I'm sure too that from there they're going to be releasing a statement so that those two people would fully understand that the doctors are on ground. This program has been, the advert has been going on, the message has been going on, but people should now understand that they are on ground. We are showing you, images, footages of the doctors being on ground. This, you can see them. They've arrived. Some of them. These are not just all of them. These are some of them. They are arriving in batches from across the world, coming to come and deliver this huge service to Edo State people. You can see the governor of Edo State, of course, with some of them. And so at the end of the day, we just need to do the bit that we could. And the bit that you could do could just be to share, and that may be it. And the bit that you could do could just be to pick up your phone and call somebody who may not be aware, so that people can, take a huge advantage of this. I'm stressing this because I know that one of the major issues we have in that country, apart from hunger and starvation, is the issue of, serious medical challenges. And if this has come to Edo State people need to take advantage of it. It's very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. Just to answer our friend Osarume Agama, who is asking, the delegates are already in Benin. The event was scheduled to start April 22nd for arrival, and the treatment will continue, or the real medical mission will continue from tomorrow, the 25th of April, up until the 5th of May. Just before I round up, I want to thank everybody in ANPA who has been involved in this planning, because it has taken lots of resources, management, logistic, strategic planning, and for picking and choosing Edo State as a place of destination for 2022 medical mission. Also to thank in a very special way the president of ANPA. And ANPA is Association of Nigerians Physicians in the Americas. And currently the president is Dr. Chris Okunsei. Thank you so much for doing this and your team. May God bless you, and may the mission be successful in Edo State. For everybody in Edo State, fans and viewers of the Comrade Show, let us take this opportunity. Health is indeed wealth. God bless us all.
I just sorry, sir. Just before you move away from this subject matter, my eye is just catching. What's it called? A comment by Victor Agbons. He said, "I am of different view on this. Why can't our central hospital be that ultramodern hospital to make such partnership permanent?" Um, Well, I think I'd like to respond to this. I'd like to respond by saying that we for every adult in Nigeria, we probably don't need to be told the issues we have, across every spectrum, as it were, the challenges we have. And I equally, know that if things must be permanently okay, they need to start from somewhere. Okay, and things have been really bad. Things are still very bad. Even this is not. It's just. I don't know. It's just, just a grain of rice in a bucket of rice. It's actually not going to go too far enough. But I think that this will be encouraging enough for people to begin to engage with government to see the possibility of ensuring that we improve our healthcare system as much as possible, because at the end of the day, it is one aspect of our own nation that has failed almost woefully. That life is almost nothing, as far as Nigeria is concerned right now. So I share the sentiment. Honestly, we need to have a more permanent arrangement as this, have better infrastructure for our healthcare, service delivery and all of that. And I want to believe, based on the promise being made by the governor of Edo State, that by the time we start taking stock, I want to believe and hope that Governor Baseki will fulfill some of his promises made to improve the healthcare condition of Edo State. For now, we cannot speak to any of this because we have not yet started taking stock, but we are hoping. The few things what we can see is that there are some few primary health centers, that we can see being, that have been completed, some are under construction across different local governments and across different wards, as promised by the governor. We hope that the governor is able to, fulfill all of these and, of course, improve this infrastructure, most especially so that, this kind of service can actually be more permanent and resident to the people of Edo State. That will be my take. And, of course, by extension, we expect that 2023 will jumpstart a process where Nigeria will begin to address these issues, and we'll have to make the right decision. And that's why some of us are out there advocating that the right man needs to be the next president of Nigeria. Because at the end of the day, we have noticed from Buhari's administration that it's a direct case of Ezera Kuhuluwure according to the Edos, meaning that if if the water gets dirty from its source, everybody is going to go thirsty forever. You understand what I'm saying? And so we can see the impact that politics and government is making, in the lives of people and all of that. And so we need to just get it right so that some of these things hopefully can begin to be, part of us as natural processes.
Thank you so much, Komilante. What you said is very apt. I believe in the course of this program, we shall be taking a swipe into current political terrain in Nigeria vis-a-vis who becomes the next president come 2023. Just before I wrap this up, I want to thank Bakari, who has raised a very fine statement saying that he understands that registration ended more than a week ago. I'm not very sure. I don't know how true that is. But I think if you had any problem, even if you didn't register before, I'm sure that if you do go there, you will not be left alone. But I would promise Bakari that we are going to try and get more information and probably let us know. So thank you so much.
But even at that, sorry sir, I'm not calling you. Even at that, I think Bakari has raised a very important question. Even at that, these people, they have come to serve Edo people. I am sure that people can make the case that there should still be a window after dealing with people who are already registered. If there is still time to accommodate those who may not have registered within the window, if that was the structure, I'm sure that they would do the needful because it's a matter of health.
I'm very sure, and I think when we finish the program, we're going to try and get in touch and encourage the ANPA people to make sure they do that. But thank you so much, Bakari. Now we are going to another very important meat of the program. Remember, Comrade's show is truly first Edo in everything. And like I said in the intro, Edo State has been inundated with serious security challenges in the last fortnight. And the last week has been absolutely surprising. We are taught that the issue of herdsmen and all that was already in control. We know that the Edo State Vigilante is working seriously to ensure that security is maintained in our state. But today, we are focusing mainly on security in the Edo State. And if time permits, we will talk about the election in Nigeria. We are going to open the lines for people to make contributions. But Komilante, I know your ears and your eyes and everything that you've got is on the ground. I know things are happening. What do you have to say concerning this new information that came out, especially for the last 2 weeks, of herdsmen killing, maiming, and destroying lives and property in our dear states, especially in villages and hinterlands?
Coming from Mrs. Austin Remiran, I can tell you that since the past couple of weeks, there's been reports across different communities, particularly in the rural areas, of herdsmen, maiming, killing people, and all of that, suspected herdsmen, and all of that, and it is so bad. Unfortunately, we cannot, because of some of these rules of Facebook and YouTube, we cannot share some of the images we have because they are quite gory. But what we have done was to go underground to try to investigate some of these things further. Even while we're investigating, in my own, maternal grandparents, local government, talking about via Northeast local government, some villages very close to mine, people have been attacked seriously and all of that. And it's alarming. And so, but we've tried to go on that to try to investigate exactly what is happening. And this, that we have Fulani herdsmen problem. It's not just peculiar to Edo State. The Fulani herdsmen problem is a national problem that the presidency refused to address. Now, this national problem has now, sprinkled, herself into all parts of Nigeria. Now, what makes those states a bit peculiar now is that we are beginning to find out that very many of the cows in Edo State are owned by Edo State people. The herdsmen or the herders who are coming with these cows, they are just working for Edo State people who own these cows. Now the issue is, are these herders the ones actually killing people now, or are there bandits separate from these herders? Because the reason why it becomes very difficult to separate is that when we were growing up, the herders we know used to carry stick. But these days, these herders, they carry AK-47. And the issue is always that, the people, tell them to leave their farms and they get attacked. So at the end of the day, the herders themselves, some of from information we are gathering, they're actually bandits. Now, where the matter is becoming complex is that many of the cows that these people are herding, they are owned by Edo State people. So I think that if the government of Edo State need to tackle this matter, they need to look inwards, identify people who own these cows, and of course, quickly enact the anti-open grazing law, which I understand has received, first reading, on the floor of the House of Assembly, and of course, pass that law, pass that bill into law, and empower all the necessary machinery to quickly swing into action, because those people are dying. You understand what I'm saying? Now, seriously or helplessly. In my own village, for instance, okay, people are not scared to even go to their farms because what they heard happened, some 2-3 villages away. People don't want it to happen in their own village, as it were. So if people are scared to go to their farms because herdsmen, are taking over the bushes and all of that, it's going to create a very huge problem of hunger. You understand? In the land. We are not mechanized farmers majorly. We are mostly subsistent farmers and all of that. So if we cannot go to our farms to do the little that we can do to feed ourselves and maybe sell a little, then what happens in the next year? So I think the matter is becoming a very serious matter. The good news about it is that Benin City is largely calm. The information we can gather, Benin City is largely calm. Where we have these issues are the rural areas. Now, our concern even beyond that is that Benin City is calm right now, but there's encroachment in the villages, in the rural areas. At what point will Benin City no longer be calm? Because some time ago, we did have some of these problems that we're having right now. This report, you go to areas around You know, some people have virtually deserted many of those villages. And right now, we have not heard this in Ovia Northeast. Now we are beginning to see these things. The other day, people protested. They were their right to do so, and it was very hard to protest and call on government and all of that. The reason why some of us have been a bit slow, to talking about this is that we know. I'm not making excuses for the state government, but we know the limitations that this state government may equally have. And again, we know very well from everything, all this information we have gathered, that the vigilantes are doing very well in Edo State. They are doing very well in Edo State. But these bandits, what they carry, okay, is a lot more than what even any vigilante have. So this has become a very serious matter, because when there is no security, nothing can actually happen. There is no meaningful development that can take place. So it's a matter of concern now that we need to talk to, and we expect governments, the government of Edo State, to take the initiative. There are so many other ways that we can employ to deal with this issue without necessarily coming out to make too much noise, about these things online.
Thank you, Comrade Lamte. Thank you for that deposition. In the course of your speaking, you've raised some very important points which we shall be looking at. That a lot of our Edo State people are intertwined with the business of cow, and sometimes it's making life a bit difficult. Whilst you were talking, I think Diaspora Vibes was asking a question: why has the anti-grazing law not been passed? I thought we had some news a few weeks ago that it's been passed, but he has also said that he has also put a comment there that the bill has been passed. And somebody has asked a very important question, Coca Ernest, that the problem is the bill has been passed, but who is going to enforce it? I think this was what the governor said initially, that enforcement was going to be a problem, given the peculiar nature of security architecture in Nigeria. But that said, from Elamte, could it be that because of the change of guards, that is why there's been a surge? Because I understand that we have a new commissioner of police in Edo State. He was appointed sometimes in early April or March. His name is CP Abutu Yaro. Could it mean that it is because of inconsistency and no proper handing over, and we haven't got our hearts together? Could it be that the Edo State government is indeed complicit? Could it be that the vigilantes themselves, who we know are working tooth and nail, are taking the eye off the ball? What do you think the people need to do? Because the way it is in Nigeria now, we have to try to help ourselves, because it is Edo State citizens, the future of tomorrow, that are dying. Like you said, I saw a very gory picture last week. How true this is, I don't know. And again, I'm not very happy with the information machinery of the Edo State government, because they are not doing enough either to debunk or to give some clarity on these issues. Because when these issues become too much, some that are not true, people will have no choice but to believe it. And if we are to stem this at the board, all hands need to be on deck. Our viewers and supporters, we want to hear from you if you are on the ground. Please pick up your phone and ring to make a contribution. Remember, the government and people of Edo State, they watch the Comrade Show, and every little really helps. But while we are waiting for phone calls to come, I'll come back again to you, Comrade Pausa Araki. Is it that the vigilantes are complicit, or you think that the new appointment of the commissioner could have caused a slight lacuna that is giving this uprising, these herdsmen a ray of hope? Now, I want you to speak on that while we expect some phone calls.
To be honest, we cannot specifically, pin down one thing. One thing that probably we can say almost for sure is that we may not argue complacence on the part of government. However, security matters are matters that are constantly under review. I think what the government of Edo State should be doing right now is to review what they have put in place. If what the government has put in place is not meeting the need of the people right now, they should be reviewed and looked into. This is very key. Already, if we want to be very honest with ourselves, the major problem of insecurity in Nigeria today is the government of Nigeria, particularly with this dimension of bandits, herdsmen, terrorists, and all of that. It is to the extent that from the way things are happening within the central government of Nigeria, the federal government of Nigeria, people can easily argue that the president of Nigeria and of course those working with him, they are terrorist sympathizers. And if you have a president that you can argue effectively to be a terrorist sympathizer, so I'm saying now, it makes it look like everybody's effort is almost a futility. Somebody just put a statement now and say that Amotekun is driving herdsmen to Edo State. My brother, what we are getting in Edo State, we are getting the same thing in the West as well. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the other day in Ondo State, there was report of massive, killing by herdsmen. So it's not like, and yet we have Amotekun, like we have Edo State vigilante and all of that. So these people can only be where they can be, and sometimes, we get information that in some battleground, the boys get overpowered, so they just run away and all of that. Sometimes they overpower the invaders and all of that. So I think that there is the need for a proper overhaul of what we already have on the ground. There is the need for us to get the local people more involved. And there is a need now for the state government to find ways to get more sophisticated weapons in the hands of our people. Train them properly. You understand? And I understand that the governor came out the other day, and of course, was he was liaising with the Nigerian police force in Edo State. You understand? And providing, a facility where these vigilante boys, can be trained effectively, to tackle these challenges and all of that. So we need to expedite action in some of these things and all that, because right now the menace is on the increase, and it's no longer a matter that people can smile over, as it were. I spoke with some people in my village, just I don't know, I think it was last week or so, or 2 weeks ago, and all of that. They hear the news that has happened in villages nearby. They are so afraid to go to their farms. And the same thing is happening to so many other villages. Our villages are very clustered together. So many other villages around. So I don't know what is happening. You understand? So I think we need to give this a proper focal point. Apparently not. We are not expecting the government of Edo State to come out and start talking about these things on social media. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's a matter of security. But I think that whatever we have on the ground, kudos to the vigilantes for what they are doing, because they are recording successes, even though some of them don't get announced, but there is a need to bring the satellite to some areas that are very hot spots right now to some of these guys. It's our forest. Now we get the bushes. Now our villages. Now we know the terrain. I think we can do a lot more than we are doing right now.
Thank you, comrade. I can see your point. The vigilantes are doing a lot, but they need to do more. In the course of you talking about it, Divine Greatness has said, we understand Nigeria's situation at the moment. We should forget about Nigerian president. Let us help ourselves, because we cry from now till tomorrow, things may not change, except 2023. And I think Divine Greatness, to some extent, is true. But Divine Greatness, we are a country. We cannot also talk without talking about the president and the uniqueness of security, because it's not just only Edo State. Somebody also made a statement that these vigilantes are running out of proper weapons. Maybe the Edo State government can come out from that angle to at least vigorously weaponize the vigilantes so that they can face the challenges.
Comrade Remina, this is where the matter gets very dicey. The issue of this policing and all of that is a matter on the exclusive legislative list.
Yes.
there is no governor that can come out to procure weapons. It is not within their remits at all. The law does not provide for that. As
I
a matter of fact,
I agree with you because even the governor of Kaduna State was
sorry,
struggling.
we have a caller. Let's take this caller.
Yes, please.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
What's your name?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Okadigo. I'm calling from.
Okadigo, I can hear you. Can you reduce your device and just speak to us?
Yes. Can you hear me, sir?
We can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Where are you calling from, Okadigo?
My name is Okadigo. I'm calling from Yokohama, Japan.
You are calling from Yokohama, Japan.
I would like to say in this issue, recently the Edo talk show, he was showing in Benin City the markets, the traders. He observed why the foodstuffs are expensive. And then the traders have said that the problem is the herdsmen. And then one of our mother, the traders, an elderly woman, she said, she bitterly complained that the herders are demanding a permission. Imagine an indigent must take a permission from a herder. Which is unacceptable. So what I'm suggesting is that 6 years ago, what we did in Enugu State, I'm an indigenous of Enugu.
Okay.
So what we did is that we formed a vigilante, and then we open something like a GoFundMe account to empower the vigilantes to be mobilized. So we bought 3 buses, and then we armed them. You know what I mean? So I'm suggesting open an account. We should not wait. The Edo State the governor, His Excellency Godwin Obasaki, he's doing a wonderful job in terms of infrastructure. I've been watching. We are watching every day.
Yeah.
Apostle Ianosa.
Yes.
He's showing the good works of the governor, but it is left to the great people of Edo State to empower the vigilantes. The vigilantes lack. Imagine the vigilantes, nobody finance them. At the same time, they're working. They have families. Yeah. So I'm suggesting in this platform to open a GoFundMe account. We have so many great men and women, Edo State people, who are ready to help financially, so that these vigilantes, instead of for them to go and do their normal work, use that fund to finance them, so that they will be active and the more vigilantes will be motivated to protect farmers. That's what I'm suggesting. So please open a GoFundMe account. It should not be only Edo people who will donate. Everybody, we are ready. Everybody is ready, because today is you and tomorrow it's us.
100%.
You understand? It is the interest of the entire southern states. Thank you so much for the chance you have given me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okadibo, for your call. May God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Chuks Okadibo, calling all the way from Yokohama, Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Chuks is not from Edo State, but you can see from his voice, he's passionate. And he's suggesting that a GoFundMe be considered to see how we can fund the vigilante to encourage them. I think it's a good suggestion. In the issue of security, no suggestion is wasted. Thank you so much, Chus Okadibo, for that information. Our viewers, if you want to say something, please pick up the phone and dial in. Komelato, you were on your feet when we got that call.
Oh yes, so like I was saying, because of this, these are part of the loopholes in the Nigerian Constitution, provided, this whole arrangement, to be solely under the exclusive list. Only the federal government can legislate on them and can do things about them and all of that. If you look at it in the eye of the law, the vigilantes, the Amotekums, the whatever we are having right now, that the initiative the various states are taking right now, they are illegal based on the kind of existing laws. These are part of the reasons why people are calling for the restructuring of the Nigerian entire system and structure and all of that. That in this day and age, when we have, approximately estimated more than 200 million people in a country like this, okay, and we are still using the laws of the 1960s, okay, to govern the state in very many aspects. At the end of the day, what we are having is what we are going to be. What we are having right now is exactly what the result is going to be. So even the governor of Edo State cannot just come up publicly to say they want to go and procure arms. You understand what I'm saying now? And all of that. Because they don't have that. It's not that their jurisdiction are taught to do so, and all of. So even the ones we are having right now. So I rather would think, like this man made this huge suggestion. I think it's a great one. But because it's a matter of security, there are so many things that we cannot, say out in the public as this. But I think that, evi ga dogo ya, I think that, if a madman, okay, use his madness to bite you, we can bite that madman back in madness as well. I think that we can take our own initiative because right now the federal government is not helping us. So if we have people who are killing us, I do not like the idea where my own land will be the battleground. I probably think that we need to start taking the initiative right now of taking the battle a bit beyond our own space. Because these guys are in the bushes. Somebody suggested drone just now that the government should try to procure drones. There are people who are into very serious intelligence, arrangement. You understand what I'm saying? Now, on the communist show, we have tried to talk to some of them, but they said they cannot engage with us. They can only engage with government. You understand what I'm saying? We had a meeting with some of them, people seriously into intelligence and all of that can use drones to help spot this. But the good thing is that, do you know that the federal government of Nigeria, they've got the facilities, they know where these guys are? Or El Rufai did speak to this. They get the intelligence, they have all the information, but they are not going after them. So I probably think that as we speak, the people of Edo State and the government of Edo State, can start an arrangement, even if it is not made public, to find a way of employing our own artificial intelligence in a way that we begin to identify where these people are to save our forests. You understand what I'm saying now? And do what we have to do. And the era of maybe for one victory, two herdsmen are captured or something happened to them. Everybody's bringing out phone to record them. I think that era we should erase that era. And just do justice to things and let the things settle where they are. You understand what I'm saying now? And we move on. Not every report should be reported.
If
You
I,
understand what I'm saying now?
if I get you right, Comrade Lamte, life is very important. We should begin to employ the tooth for tat approach.
Absolutely,
Because
my brother.
people are dying. And like somebody
My
said,
fear. Sorry, sir. You know my fear. They are in the villages right now. Okay, Benin City is very calm as we speak.
yes,
Like everywhere is looking okay, but it is an uneasy calm. They are in the bushes right now. Okay, just a few kilometers away from Ekiadolo, something happened recently. Allegedly herdsmen. Okay, that is a huge concern to me because if you have gotten that close to Benin City, Inwonike, may we take one call, my brother.
yes, let's take the call.
Hello.
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 Hello, comrade.
Yeah, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Joseph Ogia. I'm calling from London.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. My brother comrade, let us be honest with ourselves. Okay? There is no point in Benin beating around the bush.
I love your show and I have a great respect for you. First and foremost, you know why Edo State cannot defeat Fulani herdsmen in Benin. The reason is that because the governor refused to sign the anti-grazing law. In Ondo State, when Akeredolu signed anti-grazing law, the Yorubas drove away the herdsmen from their forest. They all came to Benin. When Wicked signed his anti-grazing law, all the Fulani were driven away from their side. They all came to Benin City. So why not you encourage Oba Seki to sign anti-grazing law? Why don't you tell him? Because if Oba Seki signed anti-grazing, the Benin will be able to drive the Fulani from their forest. But you people are encouraging Oba Seki, telling him that he's doing a good job, and this wicked man has refused to sign the anti-grazing law. That is why the Fulani have the audacity to ravage all the villages. Oba Seki will sign anti-grazing law today. The villagers will be able to take the law into their hands to drive away the Fulani from their forest. Why not you people encourage Oba Seki to sign anti-grazing law, anti-grazing bill into law, and let the people do their job, because he has already betrayed the Edo people by taking bribe from the president. He's not willing to do his job. He's the chief security of Edo State. Why not he do the needful and send the anti-grazing law? Why not?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, our caller. I didn't quite get his name, Comrade Lamte.
It's Joseph Ogieho calling from London.
I want to thank my brother Joseph Ogieho. I think your suggestion is quite apt, but the Comrade Show is here for you. We are not speaking on behalf of the government, and we always carry the cries of all Edo State people to the government. If you follow the Comrade Show very well, we have been pushing for this to be signed. And the information the governor said was that he didn't have enough means to implement this. But I think you are very right. We've been pushing that the government need to sign the anti-grazing law. I also think this has been signed, if I'm not mistaken. But you are very correct. Our people are dying. The government has no choice but to sign it. Comrade Lamte, you want to throw a thing or two?
No, look, ma. People, please, if you are there, you can call in. I don't know if you are from Edo State. Honestly, people should express how they feel. But let's try and be modest and constructive about it. Particularly, we may not accept, using insulting words. Yes, let's not do that. But by way of information, I think I am aware that the House of Assembly has done their job. What I don't know if the governor has signed that bill into law, but I know that the House of Assembly has passed the law. I think there's a report on Vanguard newspaper, I think on the 31st of March, that's reported that the House of Assembly, they've passed the bill into law. So whether the governor has signed it into law, has signed the bill into law, I don't know. Okay, but whether the bill has been signed or has not been signed, I think that bill, is taking too long. But it is not the bill itself that is going to do the job, but the bill will empower the job to go on. So I honestly think that signing the bill should be one thing, which I think the government should do if the government has not done. But most importantly, filling in the gaps, executing the bill to the letter is another very important thing. Because right now, every cow in Edo State should be declared illegal until they have a designated, recognized place by government, by way of ranch, to say, this is where they occupy. Somebody just put a message up here now, Bakari, a farm he spent over 5 million naira on. That farm was destroyed by herders and their cows. And none of his workers could say anything because they were afraid not to be killed. The farm has been abandoned. That same story is across the land. I think that there should be a declaration of what's it called, illegality on all cows in Edo State right now. Until every cow is designated. Today, I mean, I remember when I was in Spain, my brother. There's something they do about cows. If your cow from your farm stray away, they have numbers on these cows. Cows have number plates that all they need to do is just to tap the number into this register. Every cow is locatable. Who owns them, the rest they belong to, what number they are, and all of that. I think we probably need to start having, proper data for the cows that are coming into Edo State. So we know that the ones that don't have this data, they are illegal. And anywhere we see them, we can kill them and pepper soup them. So I think for now, to start, we need to declare all cows in Edo State illegal and ask everybody bring cows to Edo State to stop for now. Let us put our hands together, put all the structures in place, develop all the ranches we want to develop. Then let the cows is private business. Even if Edo State people own cow business and all of that, they should rent or buy ranches and put their cows in there in a designated place. That can even encourage people to start, a hay business. You understand what I'm saying? That if you don't have grass in your ranch and all of that, you can go and buy hay to feed your cow. Instead of allowing cow to stray and destroy people's farms like they have done to Bakare's farm and so many other farms. So I share the sentiment of this man. You understand what I'm saying now? I think it's high time we begin to get a bit more aggressive with some of these things. It's very important.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, sir, before you come. And lastly, when the man accused us to say that, instead of saying that the governor is trying on this or that, look, my brother, anywhere government does well, and we have evidence to show that the government has done well in any area, we will commend the government for doing well in those areas. And anywhere we think that the government is not doing well, okay, we always come out to speak about it. We speak truth to power. What we don't do is that we are doing it in a respectable manner. We are not insulting. But we don't speak truth to power on this program.
Thank you so much, Comandante, for emphasizing that. I must thank Dr. Joseph Igeon. I hope I got that correctly. It is true what you've said is right. We want the governor to at least pass that law into existence. Another call.
I think we have another call. Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello, comrade. This is Mr. Victor Agbon Society.
Mr. Agbos, go ahead, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from the Central African Republic.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I just want to make a contribution to this issue in Edo State currently concerning this grazing. I hope you are hearing me, please.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I think 2 years ago, I was personally in Nigeria, and there was a protest against this anti-grazing that the Jews said they wouldn't allow this cattle to be grazing in Edo State. I happened to be there. It was really good in front of the National Assembly. I participated. I took a photo. I think I will check and I will send you that photo personally.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say in this case is that these guys are still very, very serious. I think the last caller, they have talked very harshly, but that is what is supposed to be. You responded to it. The governor has to be very, very active in this area now, because this is where we are having a very serious problem. He has to fight that anti-grazing, because that is making people to look at it as if it's not doing anything, because people are not going to the farm again.
Okay.
I'm here in a mission, and I have a farm in Edo. That's what I just stated there yesterday. I have a country farm in Edo. They destroy everything, and the person taking care of it couldn't do anything, just like the other guy who said I wasted money there, and we have to replant it again. But how am I sure that if I replant it again, that these guys will not come again? Because they're so controlled, nobody have right to touch them. And this is also cool. As I said, I'm from Oyo. We know what is happening between Ugo and Bokoniro. They're everywhere, and these guys, nobody can touch them. Of course, we make sure of our security this vigilante group. Of course, some of them are really trying to do something.
Yeah.
As one of our guys called from Japan, we need to take that out of the line. We have to settle that, and we have to have a pause for that, so that we can equip those guys who are taking the risk to confront these guys. It's not an easy job.
Yeah.
This is touching everybody, and not the local farmer again, that like some of us who want to go into industrial farming. We are losing money, we are losing our property, and nobody is coming to our head.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to reimburse us on this issue. So this is where we advise our governor to really come out of this situation. If otherwise, we will be short of food in no distant time.
Absolutely.
So this is just my contribution, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Victor Agbons, for that very useful contribution. Victor Agbons is one of our top fans, always contributing.
Yeah.
This is the second caller of the day, Komelante and our viewers, emphasizing that there is the need for the anti-grazing law bill to be passed. I want to appeal to the governor and government of Edo State. Everything should be done to expedite action and make sure that that is passed. We are still expecting more contribution. We are on the hour mark.
We have another caller.
Is there a
Another caller? Hello. Hello. Can you reduce your device and speak to us?
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, man. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Effie. I'm calling from Germany. I want to contribute.
Go ahead, Effie.
My contribution is, for me, I would advise if the Benin, the Edo State as a whole, if they stop eating beef, it will be better, because in those days, if we want to do anything traditional, we use chicken, goat meat, and not beef. But now and then, if they want to do anything traditional, they kill 100 of cows and many other things, and which is not normal. Beef doesn't have anything that it gives to the body. But on my own, I prefer that the Benin stop eating beef, and the cows should go out of Benin, the Fulani and whatever, they should leave Benin, they should leave Edo State as a whole and go to wherever they're coming from. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, Effie. We have another caller.
Another caller?
Yes. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Good
My
evening.
brothers.
Yeah, good evening, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Osunde, my brother, and I'm calling from Greece.
Is it Osunde?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Yeah, God bless you. Thank
Amen,
you so
too.
much. First of all, I have to thank you guys for the good job you guys are doing for us and every Edo people. You see, it's so sad that our governor, that all of us fought so hard for, because we thought that he is the only guy who can do the good thing for Edo people. You know, the way it stands today is a big disappointment. You know, Obaseki cannot say he's not aware of what is going on in Edo today. The Fulani herdsmen have surrounded the whole of Edo State. Whether we like it or not, we have to put the truth out there. And the governor should know that. And he knows. He's just not doing nothing about it. The security we are talking about, there is no security. What those guys are doing, the vigilante, they are trying their best. But they need more support.
Absolutely.
They need more support. And the anti-grazing law that the governor is supposed to push forward, so that
Have we lost Osunde?
And a direct call is coming in and it's interrupting him.
And I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a big shame, my brother. It's a big shame. Most of us are disappointed at him.
See the way they are butchering the people like animals. It's unfortunate. It's so sad.
Well, thank you very much, bro. Your point is well made. Let's take another caller.
Like animals.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ben, and I'm calling from Manchester, United Kingdom.
Mr. Ben, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I was listening to the conversation that's ongoing, and let me quickly say that I've been a fan of this comrade show for quite a while, but this is my first time of actually calling in. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead. It's just another call is coming in. Just go on.
Okay, I said this is my first time of calling in.
Yeah.
I've been a great fan of this commerce show for quite a while now, right? Up from the time of the 2019 election of Godwin Obaseki into office. But I've actually not called in. This is the first time I'm calling in. The reason I'm calling in is that I feel this matter is of utmost urgency, and that there's need for others, Edolites, to actually speak up on the ongoing grazing issues in Edo State.
Yeah.
Now, for me, the whole idea of some speakers have actually spoken well, but I think we need to take it a bit more lightly and follow the due course of law to actually get some of these issues sorted. The issue of speaking to the Edo State governor and getting into maybe put up a bill to stop this open grazing would be a better thing to do rather than a confrontational one like some of us are actually advocating. So I would advise that the state governor, Obaseki, should be called upon to do the needful to ensure that these guys stop killing our people. That's all I want to say for now. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. God bless, man. Mr. Ben from Manchester.
Thank you.
Over to
Are
you.
we expecting another call?
There will be calls coming in. Just over to you right now. We don't have calls.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ben. Comrade, this is the people's show. It's not really coming from us. A large chunk of our contributors today are advocating that the anti-grazing law be passed ASAP. And I think that is very, very important. And the government will hear this if they have not already heard it loud and clear. It is very important. If everybody is clamoring for one thing, then I think we have no choice but it to be done. We are going to do a special investigation to see where we are with that anti-grazing law bill. I just want to come back to my sister Effie from Germany. I think she's made a very veritable point. I think everything we need to do now, all strategy should be put in place. Because if the market of cow selling is not important, they are not making money from it, the business will go down in some style. So I know some people cannot do without eating beef, but I think Effie has made a very good point. If we can, let's avoid it. And for health reasons, it's advisable not to eat any meat with 4 foot. Anyway, it's more to do the 2-footed ones like chicken. Effie has a point. Thank you so much, Effie, for saying that. Then, while we are on this matter, Covelante, I want us to look at it from a different perspective. This may just be the last point on this, apart from us having other calls. Could you also think that is it because our various local governments are not functioning, that is why government is not close to the people in those local governments? Don't you think if we have a functioning local government, they can still do something? Because now it looks like what is happening in Nigeria. All powers have to come from Benin City to go to other parts of Edo State. What is your thought about this, especially not having a functioning local government?
No, I honestly don't think that is the case at all. However, that's not to say that we shouldn't have a functional local government in place. Honestly, I have expressed my own dislike for that process, that we don't have a local government, a council elected executive members in place and all of that. And now the process has been truncated. The government was trying to hurriedly, put it in place. Election was to take place within a couple of weeks and all of that. But of course, some other people went to court, and that process was, of course, stopped by the court. And so only God knows when that is going to be resolved, because but that's ongoing. But I really don't think that is a problem. I don't think so because um, I think the biggest problem we have is that which our suspicion is that some of these herdsmen they may not be acting alone. They may be acting in collaboration with some Edo State people. And I'll tell you this. Just earlier today, I was reading a report on Punch newspaper. A man was kidnapped in Delta State. He's been released. He was kidnapped by Delta State people, by Urobos. And he was handed over to Fulani herdsmen for negotiation. And this is the report, I'm telling you right now. I read that report today, I think it was on Punch newspaper. He was kidnapped by Delta State people. And himself and the people kidnapped together, they were handed over to Fulani herdsmen for the negotiations before the ransom was not paid and they were released. He was released. Now, this happened in Delta. Could a similar thing be happening right now in Edo State? I don't know. But what is similar that we already know that we can confirm is that a lot of the cows entering Benin, entering Edo State, they are owned by Edo State people. The people manning the cows, the herders manning the cows, they are Fulanis. And the people they are having altercations with, they are the owners of the land they are coming to graze. Which means that if Edo State people own cows, they want to graze freely and at whatever cost, which is not healthy. Let's take another caller. Hello. Hello, good evening, sir. Where are you calling from and what's your name?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Peter.
Mr. Peter, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from London.
London, go ahead, sir.
So I just want to give brief contribution to the issue of herdsmen activity that are really troubling the Edo light. The fact is that Mr. Governor Obaseki hands are tied. The issue is political. This issue is a little issue for Obaseki to resolve on his own. But I can tell you that this issue is not unconnected to the last election in Edo State. So I think there might be some conditions that we giving to Obaseki that is hindering his personal effort to find solution to this problem. So this is it. Obaseki is a person that understands those. He understands the people of Edo State. That is why he decided. So if Obaseki actually want to do something on his own, he should have done that for a long time. So something must have been compromised in the process, in the political process. So that is my contribution. Those people should be patient and he's going to do something about it. I believe so.
Well, you have spoken in parable. We'll take it from there, though. He's talking about compromise. Probably the governor compromised, before he was elected to say he was not going to do something about anti-open grazing. Honestly, looking at what the SATA governors agree, and the governor was there, they agreed to have anti-open grazing. We now have just Edo State as the only state that is still, we are still having this conversation about anti-open grazing. I think it doesn't speak very well, to be very honest. Even the other day, I spoke extensively about Governor Wike yesterday, when he was having this open altercation with Edo State governor and his deputy and all of that. He did mention this anti-open grazing thing. He mentioned it in the light of, okay, maybe one of the grudges he has, against the governor of Edo State and all of that. That all governors of the South met to say we want to have anti-open grazing. It's only Edo State that we're having this slow pace, even though the governor has advanced reasons, this and that and that. You understand what I'm saying now? Some of those reasons they've not gotten down with with the people of Edo State. You understand? I do understand some of those reasons. However, I see them differently. Because you have agreed with your colleagues to have anti-open grazing bill in place. Have the bill in place. You understand the picture of what I'm saying now? All these other consultations, everything, they can happen pari passu.
Yeah.
They can happen after. You understand what I'm saying now? But fulfill all righteousness, be seen to be part of what everybody has agreed, to do. So that may be a little flaw, you understand, which the government may not see from the way some of us see it. You understand what I'm saying now? No, because some of these things they help to build the bond, the strength, the unity, the oneness, and all of that. But if we all agree and everybody seems to be carrying out the agreement, and you are just doing with slow pace, then these people can begin to make this, if they can begin to infer that maybe has some agreement with the what's it called, the Fulani hegemony to ensure that this state does not sign the anti-open grazing bill and all. Somebody just made a comment just now that the governor is not even talking to those state people on how far he's going about the process. The people don't even know. You understand what I'm saying now? And that itself is probably boils down again to the flaw you expressed earlier about effective communication. I don't know whether it was last week or so. I had somebody spoke with me, somebody very close to the cabinet. And I've tried to tell the person, look, I was taking the person up on this issue of communication from government, and the person was saying, but they are releasing what's it called, bulletins. They are posting this on WhatsApp, and I told the person, why are we making governance so elitist in Edo State? Give unto Caesar what is Caesar, and unto God what is God. There is a strategy you can employ to reach the market women in a Uselu market, in Oba market, in a Kiosa, in Irua market, which is different from a strategy that you can use to reach people on social media, and equally different from the strategy that you can use to even reach some people that are, in the school environment. Why can't the government employ a holistic approach to send out information to the people of Edo State? There are people in the village, they don't even have light to even access social media. Even if they do, some of our parents want the things to be interpreted to them. We used to have a situation, a time where we have, what's it called, vernacular news, that our mothers will they wait 8 p.m. Edo Broadcasting Service, Bender Broadcasting Service, BBS, to 8 or 9 p.m. to listen to Inyenoro Edene now. For the Ishan man to listen to, the Ishan vernacular news. So I think that this government should. I'm probably selling this to them because the information they say they dish out, I see it as very elitist. In this day and age, looking at the way things are turning out to be, information should be localized as much as possible. You understand what I'm saying now? But this issue of herdsmen, okay, apart from people not getting adequate information as people are observing right now in their own write-up and text they are sending in, there needs to be a very effective approach. An approach that communication will help push and the people will understand. And it should start from first declaring every cow alive in Edo State illegal until we put all structures in place. Because right now, this should call for a state of emergency. One life is too much. Talk less of having people dying at Rodugbe, people dying at other villages near Kiadolo and here and there. One life is too much. Let's be honest. Calm down. Calm down.
Thank you so much, Comrade. We have to calm down. And I just want to talk about another aspect as well, which our viewers have been saying, that even those that are dying are not getting any form of sympathy or condolence messages sent from the government to their family. It comes down again to what you just said, communication. Because this information, like you said, you use the word very well, is become very elitist. Because this can be broken down into the different languages in our state that even the uneducated people will understand. They will get better knowledge and awareness if the information comes to them in their native tongue. So the government, really, Governor Godwin Obaseki, has to do more. Edo people 2 years ago came in their drove, rally round because they believed that you were going to set the Thames on fire. You've got some things right, but there's many more to be done. And from today's program, the people are crying. They want the anti-grazing law bill to be passed sooner rather than later. I thank those state people for coming, for speaking to the show, and for bearing their minds. We still have a few minutes to take more calls, and probably maybe if we have time, Komelamti, do you want us to talk about the national elections, or we just take more calls and then?
No, cause can call me. Personally, I look at where we are right now. I'm really honestly more concerned about where we are going. Which makes 2023 very important for me.
Absolutely.
Very important, because right now this is where we are. Apparently, the failure of leadership. The Benin masses, when the river gets dirty from its source, okay, everybody is, in fact, going to suffer, thirst forever. So the river of Nigerian state right now, it has come dirty from the very source, from the head. And therefore, that head right now matters. The ship of the Nigerian state just now is sinking. There's no doubt about it. This sinking ship of the Nigerian state needs to be rescued. It needs to be rescued. It needs, to be steadied. You understand what I'm saying now? Then before we start improving on the ship. I'm looking at the array of people that have shown interest to come to become president of Nigeria and all of that. My brother, there's only one person I've singled out as the man who is prepared for the job. I have looked at this man, his antecedents. I have looked at the man, his simplicity as a human being. I have looked at his own mental preparedness, his own psychological preparedness, his own training and experience and every other thing. So my advocacy, for us to, let's take this caller. Hello. 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 Hello.
Hello.
Please, can you reduce your device and just speak to us? What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is John. I'm calling from US. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. John, go ahead. You have 90 seconds, sir.
John or Joan?
Mr. John, go ahead, sir.
Hello, I'm calling from US. My name is John.
Mr. John, go ahead. We can hear you. You have 90 seconds.
Okay, I just have a point to make. I just came from home, and I was home for 2 months, and this. Okay, 90 seconds. First question. The point of the signing of what was that? Forgot it. Oh, I'm getting to. Let me call you right back.
I think we had a problem with John from the US.
Yes, we do. I think he should have reduced his own device. He's listening, to his device, and of course, so he's mixing the whole thing up. So
okay, Komelate, we got a few times. We were trying to make a point on the national election.
The point I was making is that right now, looking at how dirty Nigeria is, insecurity, a very bad economy, structural failure everywhere. I think right now we need somebody to reset the entire, bottom for Nigeria. A leadership that will lead from the front, a leadership that people will see the body language of leadership and understand that this is where we need to be at this point in time. A leadership that will command, global respect, and a leadership that will not be vindictive. A leadership that will truly govern, using the rules of engagement to reconcile the entire Nigerian state and reset our bottom and ensure that our ship is steadied and we move on progressively. And I tell you, the person I believe very strongly that is going to give us that leadership is what's his name? Mr. Peter Obi. So I'm advocating seriously for Peter Obi. You understand? So while we are looking at these people and dealing with them, let us equally believe that the future is important, and the person elected president for the future is very key to determining how far we are going to go in this. Because to endure this problem for another 4 years or 8 years, in fact, it's unthinkable. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes, what's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ben again. I rang before. I don't know if I'm allowed to speak again for the second time on the issue of national matters in Nigeria.
Mr. Ben, you have 60 seconds.
Okay, sir. Let me quickly say that I have been listening to Comrade Lamte on these personal issues. I actually followed him yesterday on Facebook on the new Facebook page based on the followership for Peter Obi. Now, without wasting your time, let me say that I concur with all that he has said. I mean, Mr. Lamte Oriagi, that the best man for the job is for 2023 is Mr. Peter Obi. Anything outside Peter Obi means Nigeria. As Nigerians, we are not ready as a people to get it right. That's all I want to say for now. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben, for ringing in. I think, Komelamte Oraki, you were anchoring and you finished very well on Peter Obi. I think at this time, he feels the boss, and it is good for the leadership of Nigeria to come from the East and from his track record as well. But why we know and we want Obi, some people are worried, and a few questions have been raised, and I want to put that before you as well. Some people are arguing that Obi is not doing very well, it's not coming out, his effect is not being felt, he should be up and doing. Wike is overrunning him in the field. What do you have to say about that?
The people have right to their opinions, but the way you run the primaries to be the flag bearer of a political party is different from when you become a flag bearer of the political party. Right now, for him as a politician, it is not so much about what he does or says publicly, it's how much he's able to win these delegates. It must be strategic. It's very important. If that is not there, it's not about noise making. It's about how well you are reaching these people. You understand what I'm saying? Because right now, it's my message. I am very aggressive right now because I want Nigerians to be aggressive. I want Nigerians to be aggressive enough for the delegates who are human beings, our brothers, our friends, our colleagues, to really feel the pulse of the nation right now. You understand the picture of what I'm saying? So that when they are making that, because for far too long, since Nigeria was born, people that have filled, that delegate arrangement, most of them have always voted in line with how much bread they have been given. For the first time, we are pushing the narrative that it is not about how much bread you are giving. It's about saving the future of the Nigerian state. Because the bread that you are giving individually, that you have been eating over the years, has led us where we are right now. For once, let us select and elect a president, that truly tick all of the boxes for us. So we are making this huge noise, and when you look at the comments, that are coming into the brokers have made concerning Peter Obi, I can tell you 90-95% of the people making comments are all positively disposed towards Peter Obi's candidacy and election. Let's take a call out. Hello. Hello. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Eddie Egaliwa. I'm calling from New Jersey, United States.
Go ahead, Mr. Ehi.
Yeah, and I have followed you quite closely, and I must say, I'm calling from the United States, New Jersey.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Please try to reduce your other device.
I follow you very closely, and I do appreciate all the political sensitization that you're doing. I think it's in the right direction. However, I do have my observations and concerns. We from the southern part of Nigeria, we do play very compassionate politics. However, we always must recognize the fact that we are playing within a larger political entity called Nigeria. That is why the Northerners are oftentimes more strategic, because they look at political issues holistically. They devoid themselves of sentiment. I do understand Peter Obi is very good on paper as per, in view of his qualifications and, perhaps his, glimpses of good works he did at Anambra. However, you need to feel the pulse of the people that have the votes across the 6 geographical locations, the people that have the delegates. And from all indication, Peter Obi is not selling in the north. It's not selling in the southwest. And the southeast and the south-south cannot give him the delegates to get a ticket. Therefore, you need to re-strategize. You need to ask yourself, who amongst the other candidates is likely to get this? Who is going to resonate with the people up north? Because if you box yourself in a corner and keep saying Peter Obi, there's always going to be a problem of if Peter Obi don't come through, what next? And obviously, it's not going to come true. If you look at the PDP political structure, I used to be a member of the PDP, a former political office holder before I came to the US. The PDP is a leadership party. And if you look at the groundwork that has been done by all the political presidential aspirants, you will recognize that Wike seems to be ahead of the rest, because he's gone around all the states. He's got Sheyi Makinde mobilizing for him in the southwest. He's got the governor of Abia mobilizing for him in the southeast. He's got other governors mobilizing for him in the north, and he's got a south-south perhaps under wraps. Even Fire said during the political race, it's just so, you can tell it's strategic for him to support Wike as well. Wike has been involved in PDP affairs across the country for the past 4 years. He's been involved in the building of the structures in numerous PDP states. Peter Obi was not involved. He was not even in those states to campaign. And these are the times that he interfaces with the political leadership in the various states. Peter Obi has been missing since he ran the election with Atiku. Atiku went to Dubai and he went to his private business. PDP don't give you tickets like that. PDP is not going to give him the presidential ticket because he's not aware. He's not in tandem with the political structure of the PDP. So yes, you've got people shouting for him, like they love him, they like the way he's coming across, but that is not enough to win a party ticket. You have to be involved in the building of the structure of the party. That is like the issue you have in Edo State now. It's about the structure of the party. If you don't have it, you can't give delegates. If you don't have the delegates, you don't win the primaries. And if you don't win the primaries, you cannot be a candidate for the election of the party. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. A very good point, well made. Anyway, my response to this point is this. Before you come on, bro, I have a very straight response to this point. Right now, okay, this has been, what you explained right now has been the process, okay? And we can attest to the fact that this, what has been the process, has not led us anywhere as a nation. As a matter of fact, it has brought us backward. And again, we are in an era where the tradition no longer holds that much. If the people are resolved. Right now, I don't have much against Wike, the possibility of a Wike. And again, I'm such a person, if I believe in an agenda, even if that agenda is not popular, I will work hard to make that agenda popular. That's what I'm doing. I will not compromise my own agenda. And I think that the best man on the field is Wike. It's Peter Obi. Okay? And I'm going to work my ass out as much as possible to get across to Nigerians, to ensure that they take a look at Peter Obi again. It's not about the history of somebody who has been investing in this. What's his name? Everybody's almost, a lot of people are against what's his name now? Jagaban.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is one of the founders of the APC. I'm not sure there's anybody who can claim to have contributed more to APC than himself. He's the founder of ACN that later, joined other parties to form APC and all of that. And yet, there are so many others and all of that. So Wike may have been, contributing, looking and waiting for a day like this and all of that. Now, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at not your preparedness to want to be a president at all, whatever costs. But how prepared are you to be a president actually? These are two things. We have always had people who are prepared to be executive. They do everything the tradition requires through the political party structure. They follow all the things, hold all the national meetings and all of that, bribe all bribables, do all this, do all that. But yet, they actually are not prepared to govern for the good of service. Look, we all those history. This one has been making too much contributions. He has been doing this, has been doing that. As well. Those histories don't matter anymore because the hunger that is hitting right now in Nigeria, my brother. If they do the statistics, a lot more people than the last 8 years, or than it was 8 years ago, are now having psychosis, hunger-driven psychosis, mental health issues seriously. The other day, one man killed his wife. You know, I did make a brother, and there are so many other cases like that and all of that because of the nature of the nature of the state. Right now, we need somebody who's able to stabilize this ship, who is prepared enough, particularly economically. And Peter Obi is the man that ticks that box for us. So everybody has a right who is of age, who meets the requirements to run for the office of president of Nigeria. Yes, Wike has been there. Is a governor, a current governor. Peter Obi is not a current governor, he's a past governor. Wike has been there. Okay. He knows that by next year he will no longer be governor. So he may have had reasons for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years to start working for his own exit to become further relevant again in the country and all of that. He has the right to do that. But I want to say, and I maintain the argument, that the most prepared aspirant we see on the ground to be president of Nigeria, that Nigeria can trust and hope on, is Peter Obi. It's not how we are going to get there, but what we do when we get there. That's what matters to many of us right now.
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. I just want to end by re-echoing the words of Ibirunke Oke-Ediowe, who has supported your assertion very well to say that Peter Obi is the real deal. For our viewers, for our fans, for everybody that will watch this program later, it is important, as enumerated by our last speaker, that there's a lot of work that needs to be done. If we are to change Nigeria's trajectory and get the person that governs us for the next 4 years in next year 2023 right, we need to work hard. Comrade Lamte Oraify, and indeed myself, we are of the view that Peter Obi fit that bill, given the present situation in Nigeria. But you agree with me that this is going to be a very peculiar tax. It's a tax that all of us must put our hands on deck to make sure we realize it. There are delegates issues within the PDP that still needed to be fought. Former Governor Peter Obi is no longer a governor, and indeed the war chest may not be there. But again, let us look the other way. The war chest of today may lead to suffering tomorrow. This is going to be
just before you round off, sir. If you don't mind, just go on, but just give me 1 minute to make another deposition.
Okay, just make a point because I'm rounding up now.
Okay, sir. Just before you round up, this issue of delegates and all of that, I've made a case before. PDP has not been in government for the past 8 years. They want to win. They need now to look at that aspirant that they can sell. Peter Obi is more sellable than any of these people right now on the PDP listing because he's got a lot that can be referred to that we can sell and Nigerians can buy and buy very effectively. Whether from north, from south, it's just for these people to take this also. This is the man we are picking. And pick another very erudite person from the north as a running mate. And that does this job. You know what I'm saying? Governor Wike, I did make some analysis on Governor Wike. It's his style. I respect his style in very many ways because they become useful where they have to be. But his style is not presidential. And Governor Wike is an enemy of so many people already across the country. You understand what I'm saying now? So even though some people may have said yes to Governor Wike, deep down they know that they are working against Governor Wike. So I think the people I've spoken to so many APC stalwarts that have confessed to me that right now, not even Osinbanjo will do the job better than Peter Obi. Let's call a spade a spade. At some point, when certain destinies are to be fulfilled, the Nigerian destiny right now, okay, we call out for the person that will stabilize this sinking ship so that we can at least have some restoration down the line. So my brother, Peter will be all the way.
Thank you so much, Komilante. Our producer has informed us that we are running out of time. But I was expecting you to say that. You said, let's call a spade, and you didn't finish the word in your usual way. You always say, let's call a spade, and not in working implement. Komilante, you are truly blessed, and indeed you believe in Nigeria. For our viewers, it is a very important moment in the history of our country. All of us collectively must work to change the tide. Thank you so much for being with us on the Comrade Show this 24th day of April 2022. We started by looking at the issue of the medical mission by the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americans, having the next 2 weeks to do a medical mission in Edo State. We've encouraged all people from Edo State, from the friends of Edo State, to go and catch on this opportunity to look at their medical situation because they are on ground. We've also looked at security in Edo State, and we've had contributions. To the governor and people of Edo State, your people are crying that the governor and government should do the needful, sign the anti-grazing law bill into existence, because that would be one sure way to get rid of the menace and increase and incessant killing by herdsmen or people who come under that guise. We've also looked at Nigeria going forward and the election of 2023. We think that it is right for it to go to the east. And at this moment, former governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi, fills the bill. I want to thank all our supporters, especially those who have been up and making contributions in Facebook and YouTube, and even on our arrest stream. Thank you so much for doing that. And for those who have taken time out of their busy schedule, not just to listen to us, but to make phone call, I say thank you so much. Chuks Okadigbo from Yokohama, Japan, thank you so much. John Igeo, Dr. Joseph Igeo from London, thank you so much. Our own Vito Agbons, who has been a strong member, a strong contributor, and lover of the show, thank you for ringing in. My dear sister, FA from Germany, you've advised Edos to stop eating cow, because that would be another contributing factor to controlling this menace. Thank you for ringing in. My brother Osunde from Greece, you have advised that anti-grazing law should be passed sooner rather than later. In fact, ASAP. Thank you for your call. My brother Ben from Manchester, United Kingdom, thank you for your contribution. Peter from London, United Kingdom, thank you for your contribution. Our brother John, all the way from the United States of America, thank you for ringing in, even though you struggle to make your point because of the phone line. We are grateful. And last on the list today is Eyi Egariwa from the United States. Your contribution was very apt. We are indeed very grateful. Thank you for everybody that has contributed today and for making this program tick. And I want to thank the Comrade Show for giving me the responsibility, pharmacist Comrade Austin Iremiran, to anchor this program. And in our usual way, just I say goodbye and have a very, very good week, I want to pass the baton to our CNC, Komilante Osaraki, to do the final razzmatazz. But stay out of trouble and keep being good. Komilante.
Coming from us, Austin Iremiran, thank you so very much. You've done noble. Of course, your encouragement has been very superb. Thank you so very much. And of course, to Edo State people and Nigerians across the world, thank you so very much for your time and for being with us, for helping to make this program what it actually, turned out to be. The engagement has been very massive. And please, I just encourage you, if you're joining us at any time you meet in this broadcast, help share. Let's get it around so that more people can see. Of course, not much to say. We'll come your way again. It's been the Comrade and Friends, a segment of the Comrade Show. Will come your way again. For now, I want to say goodbye to you. And until then, ciao.
Are you a business owner? Do you make your own products? This is your best opportunity ever. Register your brand now with the first and largest marketplace promoting Nigerian-made products. Get access to over 17 million shoppers and customers currently in need of your products. Download on Google Play Store now to register or visit ekioja.com. Focus on creating your passion. Leave the marketing to us.
Comrade Show, Comrade Lante Oriente. This is